people do want us to talk about our hair,
Cool.
so we could do that. They've been noticing that some of the hairstyles have been evolving over the years. Obviously, pandemic did a number on a lot of us in terms of what we want to do with our hair. But yeah, starting with me, it was like the only reason I was growing my hair out was because there was no way I was going to be able to get a haircut, and I didn't think I could trust myself to do it myself. And after growing it out to a certain length, it was like, let's see how far we can go before I lose my mind. And that was 2 years. And it was like, it's safe to get a haircut. And I'm like, I couldn't bring myself to do it. It was really, really hard to convince myself to be like, go do it. It's like, because you've already grown it out this far, you should just keep growing it out, right? No, it needed to go.
Is it that you like had some sort of like attachment to it now?
I was attached to the amount of time I had sunk into it. We're talking, this is sunk
Right.
cost fallacy, right? I'd grown my hair for a few years, and now it's like, I put in all that time. If I cut it all off, what was the point of growing it? It's like, I didn't grow it. My body just made
I
it
was gonna
happen.
say,
right?
it's not like you put a bunch of effort into growing it.
Yeah. I thought that it might look cool as well to be like just wildin', but yeah. Anyway, that's.
I think it had a style to it. It was pretty cool.
But I definitely like this. Like I thought I could get it to a point where I could actually pull it all back and like keep it in like a tail or something like that, and that never looked good. So like whatever. You have those, and I have those episodes of Checkpoint to look back on. Peach.
The most obvious one here, I guess. Yeah, I grew it out during the pandemic, and then fooled Night Watch into letting me eat an hour of their time by getting a haircut here.
Right.
The short version of that, the longer is, I told Andrew I was thinking about getting a haircut at for Desert Bus, and he's like, do it at Desert Bus. And I'm like, I will absolutely do that, but I don't want to make it like a chat challenge or anything. I just want to
Right.
just have a good old haircut, and then tried to logistics it, because getting someone in here at 3 a.m. was not probable. And I asked Night Watch, and I'm like, you guys cool with this? And they're like, yes. So I mostly grew it out just because I'd never done that before, and also not going to a barber during the pandemic.
So it's sort of the same as Beach.
Yeah, a little bit.
But although it didn't, I assume it didn't annoy you as much as it did Beach.
Oh no! As soon as it was gone, I was happy. Like,
Oh, really?
I do. I'm not ever wanting to go like as short as some like beige specifically. Like, I like a little bit of length still in it, and I can do that still. So it's gonna grow out a little bit.
Do you notice like a weight off your head?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Putting hoodie on today was way easier. I slept a lot easier because there's not just hair all over.
Wow.
Probably
Also,
gonna save a bunch of money in shampoo.
it's way faster to wash your hair.
Yeah.
And I don't use shampoo either because it irritates my scalp. So I'd have to soap my hands to get them clean, and then I have to run them through my hair until the oil soaks into my hands. And that takes a long time when you have a lot of long hair. You know, there's not the shortcut of using soap. So that's just getting down to this is great.
Mm-hmm.
So weird thing about my hair, it kept growing during the pandemic.
Weird.
But well, when I finally did get a haircut, surprise curls. That just kind of happened.
It wasn't curly before.
My hair had never been curly.
Oh.
That's cool.
Like, it never been curly. Always like pretty straight. And then I got a haircut, and they washed my hair, and all of a sudden, like yeah, exactly.
Wow.
It was startling. So now I have to figure out how to take care of curly hair. I've tried out a few different products and found one that worked.
I wonder if that was something like during the pandemic that just like you let it get to a certain length that it sort of that kicked in somehow.
Maybe?
It was always, the curl was always there.
Waiting,
Yeah.
lurking. Yeah. But
Yeah. I mean, I've kept the same hairstyle for like a really long time. It gets longer and shorter at different times. Obviously, again, during the pandemic, my hair sort of gets to a certain length and kind of just gets like thicker.
Yeah.
It doesn't get longer.
Interesting.
or at least that I like I've not cut it for like a year before. and it doesn't look that much different than it does now. I mean, it looked sort of more shaggy and stuff, but then I went into a barber that I hadn't been to before, because it was one of those, like, I was just like walking down, you know, hadn't got a haircut for like I think it was like a year, not for any reason. It was like the person that I normally got my haircut from, I just moved, and so I wasn't close to them anymore, and so it was kind of a pain to have it done, and so I needed to find a new place, and I didn't bother. But then I was like, walked by a place, and they were like, walk-ins, and I'm like, you know what? It's a sign. I'll walk in and get a haircut, and the woman who did a very good job, but she was like, she was using like hair clips to like move pieces of hair out of the way.
Wow.
So she didn't cut it.
I thought when it said and it said walk-ins, and I'm like, was there like some like Yakuza dude standing outside going, come on, walk-ins, we're doing barber cuts today.
And then of course, you know, I have varied my facial hair at various times, sometimes during Desert Bus, in fact. I enjoy that every once in a while. I enjoy shaving it off every once in a while. During Desert Bus, it always sucks though, because it's like winter time.
Yeah.
And so it's like, oh, now I have a cold face. Because one of the cool things about if you have a beard, when you shave it, you know, the skin underneath is like super sensitive. So like you can like feel like hair currents and stuff. Like, or you can feel like if you put your hand here, you can feel like the heat of your
radiating,
hand.
yeah.
It's really weird. But not great when it's you know, really cold or snowing outside, which it has been at previous Desert Bus.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, when I went to school, and I went to high school at a private school that didn't allow they didn't allow boys to have men to have facial hair. It was just part of like the uniform or whatever. And so like the last day of school, I shaved on the last day of school, and then I was like, you know, I'm gonna grow a beard, and you know, it wasn't super nice for a while. It was a little you know, patchy, shall we say,
Oh,
when I was young. But yeah, and then if you have watched Loading Menu Run videos, you'll have seen various iterations of shaving and not shaving over the years. But I'm pretty happy with the current state.
Does it hurt to grow a beard?
No, although it can be itchy sometimes.
Okay.
But it doesn't hurt.
Okay.
No, unless you know you're doing it wrong, I guess.
That made me think of the Wolverine line from X-Men.
Every time.
Every time. Yeah.
And
I
then it
guess
goes
if you
out your
had
face.
if you had 3 giant hairs,
Yeah.
that would probably hurt.
Yeah, fair.
Well, I always growing up really had really long hair. Like at one point, the longest I think was like 3 feet or 36 inches
So,
or whatever.
like, waist.
It was. I was like, yeah, no, it was like all the way down. Like I would accidentally like sit on it all the time.
You
and
like
everything.
you sit down, and you're like, whoa!
Yeah, basically, like it would get like back here, and yeah, like it would catch on the like in school, like the chairs and everything always had those horrible bolts or
Sounds
whatever.
not fun.
Yeah, so I used to like I literally like when I had short hair, kept forgetting and would go to do this. Like I would always sit down like that, like would grab my hair and pull it to the side. And then I don't remember exactly, but I did have shorter hair before the pandemic, and then it's just been growing since then and everything. So it's kind of my hair is very thin, so it kind of grows kind of slowly and everything. The color thing was because of at where I worked, you weren't allowed to have anything other than natural hair, but I slowly started doing rose gold, and I would just be like, no, it's strawberry blonde, and like I slowly got away with more and more. And then when I'd come here, I would, because I use that overtone coloring conditioner and everything, so it's not, you know, it rinses out pretty easy. So like before coming here, I'd get a different color and try that out. I did like purple one year, but you could barely see it, and then I did peach for a while, and the originally it was supposed to be it was like kind of extreme peach, and it just came out red, and everyone seemed to really like it. So I'm like, all right, I'll just do red then.
I really like this because it does have that kind of vermilion, kind of red-orange kind
Yeah.
of thing.
Yeah, this is just like because we lightened it and everything, and now this is all just grown out and everything, but it works. It seems to work because it kind of shifts through and everything. So yeah, and then like my bangs. Last year with the lightening it up, made my hair look even thinner, And so I made my bangs thicker because I swore it looked like I had a bald spot here. And that made me really weirded out. I'm like, no, okay, we're going to fill this out more. So I always had just like the little swoopy bangs.
Corey, you don't have to talk about your hair if you don't want to.
Okay, well, I mean, you might not want me to because I was like, I grew it out as an expression of grief. And then my hairdresser is gone, so I haven't found a replacement. And it grew long enough that I was getting it caught in my armpit as I moved around throughout the day, so I clipped it a bit. But the dye, as the Dungard volunteer, did this last week.
It looks amazing.
Yeah.
It looks so good.
Yeah,
And also last year.
People are like, did you get it like re-brightened like this morning?
No.
But you're just I feel like you're wearing it with like more of the dyed hair on the outside or
Yeah,
something.
it's split.
Just different.
Like
Yeah, you can sort of adjust how out there the dye is just by changing your hair, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's very neat. Yeah.
Yeah, in our pre-meeting, I mentioned that people had saying that, or Corey mentioned that, and like Corey said, as dyed it Wednesday of last week, I believe, or
Yeah.
no, Tuesday.
Like Tuesday, yeah.
Yeah, and I thought then that between then and when I saw you at the charity dinner, that it had gotten more somehow.
That was Friday.
Yeah, that was Friday. Now it just seems even more, and I'm like, wow, Az did a really great job.
Yeah, it's just got orange and pink in it. Pink's closer to the ends, but the rest, the yellow, is just from the bleach.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I'm natural blue.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
I mean, I saw some people. Because Beach mentioned me having red hair.
Yeah.
And I saw a couple people being like, really? And yeah, like I've never considered myself to have red hair. I've always considered myself to have brown hair.
It's very auburn, actually.
But it depends. Certain lights, and my beard is redder than my hair. And in fact, my grandfather had jet black hair and a red beard.
Wow.
Mine too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Damn.
He was in the Navy, and they were you're allowed to have a beard in the Navy, but they wouldn't let him because he looked weird.
That sounds like something that'd be out of an anime.
It's very prejudiced.
And he got a mustache. He had a jet black hair, jet black mustache, and red beard.
Oh, that's even weirder. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now we'll have to see if Ian will maybe change the color of his beard or something.
One color strip.
Growing up, like when I was younger, I wanted the silver. I wanted the salt and pepper kind of thing that I'm hoping is coming in and looking very respectable. When I was like 18, because I was like, I love the way that looks. Now I have it, and I'm like, that's cool. But now I'm also thinking, maybe I should dye it like dark purple, so it would be barely visible. I don't know. Think about that. But and let's ask engineering, because Boomer and Andre are in there. Maybe they have stories
And hair.
and hair.
And hair.
Should
Yes.
we give hairy hair?
Yes.
I'll put stuff in the back here.
We have a bag full of no,
Dude,
wait, don't.
I took that one home.
Yeah, oh, okay.
Oh, the other bag of hair then.
The bag of hair that was...
Please don't give us a bag of hair. I was kind of of the same mentality as B. Just I actually wanted my hair to go silver. I have dark brown hair, but I like to do cosplays, and so dark brown hair is horrible to try to actually dye, especially if you've got like lighter colors that you want to put into it. So
It's not that common a hair color. Like in anime, they usually want to go for like more exciting color than brown too. So
well, like I've done like Archer from Fate Stay Night. He's got white hair.
Yeah.
So I tried to get it lower shade enough that I could put a color into it through like bleaching it down by multiple layers. And
Point!
anyways, I'm getting old now. I'm getting
Bus.
silver hair. Yay.
Stop.
Nice.
Yeah.
Boomer.
Bus stop. Bus.
I
Boop,
dyed
boop.
my hair when I was 18.
Bus stop.
My
18?
mom told me that I couldn't have blue hair while I lived under her roof. So literally the first night at college, I dyed it blue really, really badly. I've dyed it myself the entire time. I've gotten a lot better at it, but I still run into the problem because my hair's not as dark as Andre's, but I have to bleach it hard to get it like this.
Okay.
And if I bleach it too much, it just kind of breaks.
Yep.
So I've got like some quasi bangs on accident. I'm resting my hair right now.
But you've kept with blue for the entire. Do you go like Have you changed, going through different shades of blue as the years have gone by?
I messed around with a couple different brands of dye, and then I found Splat that you can just get at the grocery store works really well for me. I've had some people say that it's really harsh on their hair, but like the bleach kit that comes with it, as long as I don't bleach my hair multiple times, I just get the roots, it's fine, and I just leave the dye in for a really long time. So since I found that, I've varied between like bright blue to navy blue, but mostly just from how long I leave the dye in. I did do red roots one time, and I've kind of added like a turquoise accent streak, but it's pretty much always been the blue. And then during pandemic times, I started giving myself an undercut, and I'm kind of getting sick of it and might let it grow out.
I've always been so like terrified of accidentally bleaching my hair wrong very badly.
Well,
It's just hair, it grows back.
I just assumed he meant like he was sitting at the breakfast table and then he like got up.
Whoops!
Oh no, my hair fell into
I
bleach.
fell into the vat of acid.
Why
I'm
don't
the
you
Joker
keep that
now?
around?
well, like in dark hair, if you bleach it in sort of improperly, it can go quite orange.
Yeah.
Which, unless that's something you want.
That's what was like with Collins. We
That's
have
a-
to lighten it.
That's a little bit what happened to mine when I did it blonde. It was like a little slightly orangey blonde because there's my hair has a little bit of red in the dark brown, and so it's hard to really strip those colors out.
I mean, I've always just put the bleach on, ignored the fact that my scalp is burning, eventually washed it out. That's probably why I have to be so careful not to bleach it more than once.
Hey, I don't think I'm gonna dye my hair anymore, everybody. I think I've been talked out of that by that.
Yeah,
actually,
yeah. As
like-
somebody who is not so good with the harsh chemicals on your skin, maybe bleach is not a good idea.
Maybe just highlighters. I'll just get some highlighters and scrape them across.
Hair chalk.
Just
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
right
So-
hair chalk.
Beach,
Top
the
off.
dye won't burn. It's the
Oh.
bleach.
Fair.
So
Yeah.
if you're gonna put a dark dye in to like get the silver hairs,
Yeah.
that's not gonna be as much of a problem. Just do like skin tests to make sure that the dye you're using won't react with your skin.
Fair. That sounds great.
Yeah, no, that should be fine.
Ignore the burning, and I'm like, oh god.
But what she said about
Beauty's
it turning.
pain.
What she said about it turning kind of orange when you bleach it, because my natural hair color is like almost black.
Mm.
That's why it kind of goes from green to blue.
Blue.
Yeah. That's what like Colin. I would do the top of theirs as well, and yeah, like we were usually covering it up anyway. So, but and they also have red because like their beard has got the red in it and everything. So yeah, it kind of wouldn't be like, all right, well let's cover it and see what happens. Like, honestly, whenever we lightened mine, every once in a while I considered just leaving it because it actually like lightened pretty well, and I was just
Nice.
like, kind of could do this, but I was like, I don't want to deal with that upkeep.
I think I might play with dye because Az likely want to do it, and they were previously braiding my hair because it was so long and you know, there's a lot of volume in it. There we go. So they would just braid it, and they're like, "You're not mad at me braiding it?" I'm like, "No, it's just hair. Braid away. Like do French braids, whatever." And that's why I had braids in my hair at the child's play dinner because it's just hair. And I'm like, "You're good with dye. Maybe we can start doing dye now that I can." I couldn't do it obviously if I was going to donate the hair. So
Yeah.
now that it's short again, I might give color a chance.
The other thing is, like, whenever I get my hair cut, I get them to trim my beard as well. It's very difficult. I don't know. For me, anyway, I find it very difficult because to trim your own beard is quite difficult to keep it all in line and stuff. And just because, like, you don't have the angles on it, and especially if you're not ambidextrous, you're using, so like one side is different than the
Yeah.
other side.
Ian always ends up with like a longer left-hand side.
Yeah. Also, the thing I figured out a while ago is that, you know, I would be, you know, in the mirror and, you know, doing a beard and stuff, and I have a kind of a dark reddish brown
Razor?
no a reddish brown bathrobe that was hanging on the hanging on the back of the door to my bathroom, which is directly opposite the window or the mirror. And so I was realizing that, like, I was losing like the the side of the
Contrast.
thing, like because I didn't.
Oh.
I was like, oh wait, if I take this down, then the white door is there, and I can actually see the edge of my beard.